Hi, leaders. It is Thursday, May 9th, and I thought that today we could talk a bit about the various trackers and goal things that are currently going on so that none of us miss out on anything, because there's a few. And this morning I was looking over trackers, new reports, a few things, and I just wanted to make sure that we're all on top of it so that we don't miss out on May and we don't miss out on convention stuff. So number one is that we now just went into what I call phase 2 of the month, right? Because phase 1 is the first 2 weeks where we try to get our rich rewards. We had a lot of rich reward achievers. So please make sure that you take a look at who on your team got rich rewards and do some sort of post for them on their page. You can use the same image or a different one, or you can just use an image of a gift card, whatever image you want to use, but do publicly post for your personal achievers, meaning anyone in your downline. And then I'm going to stick with doing people direct to me or people that don't have a leader that is in between me and them. So like if Marlena earns, I'm going to assume that Summer is doing that, because even though she's an area who's doing the job and running her organization and whatever. So whereas somebody, who's a branch but under either just doesn't have a leader between me and her and stuff, then I will do those. Okay. And of course, if all of you guys are direct to me, so I will do yours.
Run over. Or are you coming up?
All right. Yay. Phyllis is here. So if you can make sure that you do that either today, certainly tomorrow, so that everybody feels included and excited. It was a great month for rich rewards. Okay. So then now we move into the rest of the month. So all the rest of the parts of rich rewards. So this month so after I do the raffle tomorrow for week 2, I'll take that post down and I'll replace it. Actually, after I do the recognition for the 1,000, I'm going to take that down and replace it with the 2,500 level, the picture with the Katy Perry earrings, so that we can start tracking that. We actually already have several achievers for that, so I can get that right going today, which is great. Those are going to be a nice, moderately priced item. That's just going to be kind of like a fun extra to keep in your kit. I don't know that they'll be something that everybody wants, but it's certainly something that's fun to have and different, and good for our divas and stuff like that. So I think the retail on these is only like 66 or something. So it'll be a nice half price item for sure. And we'll start tracking that one next. Now for the month of May, remember that Founders Weeks is not a week. It's not a 2-week one. It's the month, and our goals are for the month. And they gave us the same number as March, which is amazing because they took the 2-week number from March that we were supposed to hit and gave us a 5-week month to achieve it. So take a look at your central reports because they're there now. It's been there for a couple of days. So we should all really be hitting this goal pretty well because we have a 5-month week to do it. So Belinda, for example, your group's goal is 9,200 for the month. And that's, I'm sure, a number that your group can absolutely do.
I thought it was 97.
Is it
okay.
97? I'm like,
good.
I know it's 92 on this report.
Michelle, why is mine so
Okay,
high?
good.
I
think you finally did higher.
I know, Jennifer, you had some really high months behind you.
I know.
So
Okay.
they're trying to keep
It's
you
all right.
on
It's
that.
okay.
Belinda,
Don't be hating, Jennifer.
I know. We're going to still get there. Don't even worry. I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there.
I did notice that right away. I'm like, oh my gosh, Jennifer and Belinda's goals are pretty different. Belinda's party is going to be over now. Belinda's low goal party is over because now her team killed it last month. So your goals are going to be going up too.
I know.
But you know what,
We'll get there.
Jen's numbers have been really good. I mean, she's got that Christy Martinez that's been selling a lot, and she herself's been working.
Yeah.
She's got Ashley. Remember, you promoted Ashley in there, so there was good numbers from that. So, I mean, our number as a team,
it's a good push number for me, honestly.
yes, it's a good reach number.
What's
but
your
not
number?
ridiculous.
14.9.
What's the number?
14.9, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Not
I
bad.
think, Belinda, you should try to beat Jennifer.
Yeah.
You know what?
Come on.
I just, hello, you must have read my mind.
I love it.
Let's go, girl. Let's go.
Let's go.
I love it. All right, but we have our own homemade contest now. That's good.
That's right. Add that one in.
So do check your reports, find your number, and then add that to any tracker you're working on. Do it as a to-go so that each, you can do at the end of each week, deduct where to, deduct that number so you can keep an eye on it. It should be a fun one to track because I do feel that most numbers, if not all numbers, are quite reasonable, including mine, which is a refreshing change.
But the goal is only the last 2 weeks, right?
What's that?
The goal is only the last 2 weeks or the whole month?
The whole month.
Are you serious?
That's what I'm saying, that for you to have 9,200 is kind of like almost ridiculous. Like you should definitely be shooting way higher than that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
We took a goal that we only had 2 weeks to do in March and gave it to us again as a whole month. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was kind of a gift, this one. All right. Summer, we got the answer for you. Summer, when we first came on, said that she just got slammed with 2 unexpected large bills and was wondering where is the Nancy Summers training for how to have, and we couldn't remember if it was $1,000 day, a $5,000 day, but she just answered because we knew it was recent, but we didn't want to waste time on a wild goose chase. October Network, page 13. So you can go to the network and check that out. Okay, another thing I opened and printed a new one of was the promotions list. So that's the list of everybody that's promoted to a new level since convention. Now, of course, we should all have printed this and be working on this, right? This is how we know if we're getting the VIP. So basically, I'm comparing this to this, and then taking it from there. So we have 5 promotions since convention. We have Ashley, who promoted to area, and then we have 4 branches, which is a good start, but definitely we can be doing more than that. We are a big organization, and we should be having, there should be 2 or 3 really a month at least coming out of this organization. And we're having about 10 new team members join every month. So it's not an unreasonable thing to think that at least 2 or 3 of them should be promoting to branch the following month. So let's talk about that a bit, about like what we can be doing in order to get more people promoting to the next level, because we know that the people that promote stay longer. They're more excited. It increases your volume as the leader. It increases, their income, and that's part of the retention. So what are your thoughts on, are you running into challenges? What can we do to increase the number of promotions we had? Because at this rate, none of us are going to be at the VIP, and we certainly can't have that. We certainly can't have that. We are a team that all deserves to be there and all can be there and are doing enough recruiting. Well, we can do more recruiting as well, because the bigger the pool, the more people we can work with. But what are your thoughts on this? Let's troubleshoot a little bit.
I normally try to get my girls to give me their the person that they want to work with right away,
Okay.
or their best friend, or but I'm having an issue with that right now because they're like, no, they don't want to do it. And the crazy part is that their friends are getting all these orders for them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a lot of the orders are like, oh, I just get orders for you. I'll just do it. I'm like, why? I am so confused. Let's talk to these girls. And they don't even want to talk to me. They're afraid to talk to me. So I don't know. I guess that I'll convince them. I don't know. But I'm like, why are these girls not signing up? So I don't know. I'm having a little issue with that.
Now, are you saying that this is an example, for example, Elisandra's friends?
Yes.
Okay, right. 'cause
Definitely her. She's the main one.
Okay. And are these girls that are coming to the Sip and Styles?
Yes.
Okay. So
A few of them that come, which is her mom, her sister, and her sister-in-law. And all three of them get orders all the time for her. And no matter, her sister was there. You even had her as a model.
yeah.
No matter what you tell her, she don't even want to have she doesn't want to have a show. She just want to collect orders. But she's collected so many orders for her that I'm like, what do you mean? We could just put them under her. And you know what I'm saying? And she'll get paid on it.
Mhm.
So I don't know how to get her to join.
If those girls maybe need to hear a number, you know? So
That's exactly what I said. Have you showed her your check? Have you showed them how much you're making on these orders? She's like, yeah, they don't want to do it. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'll show them my check.
you need to definitely take control of this situation because we don't know how well she's wording it, how well she's representing it, or what she's saying about the job in general. So what I would do is the next time they are in your clutches, which might be Wednesday, right? If they're coming.
May 15th. Yeah.
I would prepare.
I think so.
Take a look at what her sales are and you do the math on the 30% and then just say, did you know that you, to this point, if you even collected half of these orders, you would have earned blah, blah, blah. And just let her know that not only is that helping themselves, but you are helping Elisandra because they might be thinking they're taking business away from her. And what they're actually doing is helping her get a raise. You know what I mean? They may need to hear that because if it's her mom and her sister and stuff, they may feel like that I don't want to steal business from my sister. But if you emphasize to them that not only are you going to get this paycheck, but you're going to help her get a raise and make 5% more, and instead of this paycheck being this, it would have been this, I think that could help.
Exactly. That's what I kind of told her yesterday when she came here. So I'm hoping that I see them again on the 15th.
Yeah.
So that I can talk to them.
Good. Yeah, definitely get them back in.
Because one of them, I told you that one of them is the girlfriend of Christopher Allen, I think it is, which is the medium.
Okay, you did tell me that. Yep.
And he comes across a lot of people, and she's with him all the time. And she kind of, so I'm like, are you crazy? She wants to work as a receptionist. That's all she wants to do. She just wants to talk to people. I'm like, but you're doing it regardless. You're getting all these orders for your sister all the time. I don't get it, but all right.
Yeah.
I'll talk to her.
Yeah, talk some numbers and make sure they understand you, helping her get a raise. Even if they'll be willing to do it as a one-time thing, tell her, like, she doesn't even have to continue. Collect this one group. You're going to make $300 or so, and your sister's going to get a raise. If you decide that you were right and you don't want to do any more under you, that's fine. Because let's let her get a paycheck and decide if she, you know what, actually that was good. I am going to keep putting in orders. But if she doesn't, then at least Elisandra gets her raise, and at least we did our due diligence with that girl.
Correct. That's what I did mention that to her yesterday. I said, don't tell them anymore. Don't talk to them anymore. Let me talk to them.
Yeah.
So I kind of left it at that. Yeah.
Good.
But I usually, that's like my main goal is to qualify them with 1,000 immediately and get someone to join with them, so that every month someone is coming in, they're putting their 1,000, the other ones put their 1,000. They only have to do 500. I give them a minimum of 100 a month. But I always tell them to let your minimum be your maximum. So of course, more than that is better, but nothing less than 500 a month for whoever, like Alessandra that already came in. And then I tell them that their recruit has to do 1,000 within that month, and that's my job. So I help them do that.
Right.
So that's kind of like my goal, but it's kind of like slowed down all of a sudden, and I'm like, what's going on? So I need, probably because I'm trying to push the people to promote. So.
Yeah. And you have a couple of fashion directors that you can definitely work with. So I would put some attention on that for sure. And it's not like we only
I
have
am.
We still have June. We still have the first 2 weeks of July. It's not like we're running for the first week of July. So it's not like, we only have 2 weeks left. We have time, but it also takes time to develop a branch. It's not something that happens in 2 seconds. So that's why we kind of have to be on top of this. Anyone else about thoughts as to why it's not happening, or some ideas of things that we can do to help it along?
I think always helping it along is to go offer yourself to go to shows with your fashion directors. That always seems to work. So why I've gotten away from that, and just need to be more intentional about offering myself to go with them.
Yeah, I really think that is really the best solution. I know Belinda has success with that. Beth just launched a new recruit this past weekend, and there were bookings and potentials there. And I'm sure that potential situation happened because she was the one pushing it. I see that she's talking to somebody in her office. So it's okay, Beth. I know you're at work.
I'm listening. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm multitasking to the nth degree right now.
I know.
Yeah, she's qualified, and there were 2 ladies there that were interested. So we'll see.
Awesome. Do you have shows booked with them?
She's getting them on the calendar today. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And that, if you're there, it'll happen because you'll do the same good show and make sure they place orders, all the good stuff.
I'm telling you, I just need a translator there every time. Oh my God.
I know. If you were local, I'm sure Belinda would be able to help.
Belinda, come to San Antonio.
Belinda's pretty much the translator hero. Let me just tell you that.
Well, we were talking with Jen, and she's actually planning on her next recruit bringing her laptop and having me on Zoom. So if you need that, Beth, I will do that also for you. So as long as it's available, I'm good. I can do it.
Well, I'm going to try to get Mary on my team to come with me, but that's making 3 people available that same night. So,
right.
I mean, yeah. I'm the only one on my team that doesn't speak Spanish, but
if Mary can go, listen, just give her a nice piece of jewelry, and it's a nice training for her. Yeah. And, that's awesome. Definitely. I wouldn't necessarily book it around Mary, but I would certainly see if she can come. But Belinda, that's an awesome thing to know. And honestly, if you think that there's enough, because Belinda definitely does do meetings with her team, mostly for the benefit of the Spanish-speaking girls. So Belinda, maybe if there's a time where you could do it as a Zoom meeting, that way the girls around the country, because, Jen has Christy, Beth has a few. I just know that there are a few dotted throughout the group that maybe that would be a nice thing, if you wouldn't mind.
Can I ask a question? Can I make a suggestion before you, Belinda? That would be helpful to me. My nail tech speaks Spanish, and I really wanted to do something with her. I think it might even be a good idea if Belinda did a video in the Check Us Out group that I could put her in, and she could do it at her convenience, because I wanted to have her talk with you last week, but she kept putting me off, and she said, I'll talk to you when you come back in 2 weeks. And then I called her again and told her I had someone who could help me. And she said, no, I'll just talk to you in 2 weeks. But if I had a video just to shoot her with you talking about the business, that might have been helpful that night. What do you think of that?
Okay.
So now we're making you a big list, Belinda. So now what we need is a Zoom. But you know what?
Wait.
I really do like the idea of you doing one of the, Q&As, which does have a script in English. But if we did have a Spanish version and we let people know this is going to take place in Spanish on Thursday, and then that one just always is in the group, and you could just always bump that one up anytime you had a potential recruit who spoke Spanish. Yes, we definitely need that in the Check Us Out group also.
Definitely.
Oh, that would be great. Belinda, can you do that?
Yeah, definitely. Don't laugh, Phyllis. And Jen and everybody else has been calling me. Okay, so just tell me what you want. Where's the script so that I can translate it?
I will email you the script. And then you can use it as loosely or as strictly as you want. Nobody has to follow the script verbatim. The script is really just so that there's a framework of what to say. But you don't have to fill yourself with exact translation, or if you would rather say something else, you would rather say something that you think is more applicable to a Spanish-speaking potential. Like, obviously, you can be the boss lady and decide whatever you want. I'll send you the script just so that you don't have to make it up from scratch. And then, And then let's do this then. You let us know when you are, because we do want to announce when you're going to do it, but you totally get to pick the time. So if you want to do it on Sunday night, if you want to do it on Monday afternoon, doesn't matter. Just tell us when so that we can create the event in the group. And then we'll post about it in both English and Spanish so that people that are English speakers with Spanish-speaking potentials will know when it is, but the people that mostly speak Spanish in the group will read your post.
You got it.
I think that's great. We'll have the recording from then on. I think that's a fantastic idea in that group.
And it's funny because I always concentrate on my American people because they're so much easier to recruit than the Spanish people. Well, especially people from my own country are very hard to recruit, but it's funny that I have about 3 people in my team now from my own country and are doing good. And I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on in here? So I'm actually excited about that because I never really have the Spanish. Like if I have Spanish girls, are like Americanized Spanish girls, not like my kind of people, so it's like I feel like I crossed over, that I'm like there now, and those people are looking at the business. And if Anna Quintanilla wouldn't be having this baby that she just had on Friday, I will be talking to her recruit. And I already told her, listen, you lay in bed, I'll do the work. Don't worry about it. I'll get the girl in your team. I'll have the lunch. You take care of the baby. Just get me to her. Yes. But she had a C-section and she had a 9-pound, 12-ounce baby. And so she's like not really talking right now. So I'm like, no.
Oh my God. No wonder.
Well, it would be interesting to ask the ones from your country, like what was it that finally, what were the things that were that important that they finally came on board?
Well, I'm going to tell you, and I know because I deal with a lot of them, especially my mom. They're very only into 14-karat gold, nothing fake. And if it's fake, why is it so much money? And that's huge. So I'm not paying $100 for a necklace or $100 for fake stuff. And that's how they put it. So I have to kind of say, wait a minute. Gold is not in style anymore. Nobody's wearing gold. So I have to like kind of go that route. And then I have to break it down into listen, you spend $100, but look, you got 6, 7 pieces. They only cost you $23 or $22 a piece. So it's not like you're spending a lot, and it's guaranteed for a year. And it's, you know, and so I have to, that's my pitch with them, because forget it.
Yeah.
So that's the only way. And that's the only reason that they're really into that big, gaudy, thick, big cross chains, or, you know, the Virgin Mary on it, some very Catholic.
The Christ head. Yeah. The Christ head necklace.
Yes, the big Christ head. Yes, all of that.
Diamonds in the
crown. Yes, you've seen that. The men are really.
Of course, I saw it. My husband's a former '80s Guido. Of course, I have seen it.
Well, like I said, people are the same, and my people are just like that. And being the fact that I used to sell gold, like the real gold, you know, it's tough for me to go to them with fashion jewelry.
Okay.
So my mother being one of them, because we used to do it together, and now she's my biggest customer. But yeah, it's a little tough, right? But I'm getting there with them. So I don't know where the people are from that you're all trying to recruit, but Puerto Ricans are really easy.
Yeah,
Puerto Ricans are easy. Yes.
Yeah, Texans are easy.
Yeah, because they're more Americanized. They know more of, you know, the fashion, the this, the that. Other people from like Central America, very tough.
Good to know.
Yeah. Which is Mexico, Guatemala, all of them. Yeah.
Good to know. All right, so that.
But yeah, I'll do it. No problem.
That is very, very helpful. I love it. All right, so we'll look. I'll send you the script. You just let us know when we're doing it, and we'll get it moving. Awesome.
Okay.
All right. Any other thoughts on what else we can do to get more people from fashion director to branch, especially? One suggestion.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your question.
Just same question. Just getting people from fashion director to branch.
Okay.
I am a big believer, and obviously you guys kind of know this because of the way I run the team, but I feel that a well-educated, on their business person is more likely to build because their confidence is higher. So one thing that I would ask is, are you really personally inviting your fashion directors and even your branches that we can start moving to area, because I don't want to overlook that. Branch to area, as Ashley can attest to, I'm sure, being the most recent one, is a big jump in commission, a big jump. And I think we may be overlooking the branches that could go to area, because someone going to area generally creates a branch in the process too. So you're likely to have a branch promotion and an area promotion while promoting somebody to area. But I think that sometimes they feel like they don't know enough, or they don't have enough shows from which to recruit. So that's where we really need to be directing people into the trainings that exist. You know, are they putting their potentials and their friends and people they'd like to work with into the Check Us Out group? Because at this point, I haven't seen a lot of ads to that group, which means that we're doing the lives for the same people at this point. So we need to encourage the newest recruits to add their people. So do we need maybe a specific retrain on what that group is so that the newest fashion directors come onto it? And add their people. Should that be a lunch and learn? Should it just be a separate Facebook Live where I re-talk about it? If it's a lunch and learn, are the newest fashion directors on the lunch and learn? Because that's what I'm finding, is that the lunch and learns are well attended by the same people consistently. I'm not seeing a lot of new faces. And our team has added about 40 new team members in 2019. That should mean that a lunch and learn looks like little teeny tiny, I should have little teeny tiny Tic Tacs on the screen as everybody's face. And that's not the case. So I think that all of us, and I include myself, need to be making a lot more personal contact about what's available to help them learn their business and to help them grow their business. Would you agree? What are your thoughts on that?
You know, my experience relates to something you just said a few minutes ago. I have a woman who's been with me since day one and who has never promoted. And I'm finding, I said to her, 3 bookings this month. She's been consistent for the past month. About 2 months, she's been consistent. So I'm talking to her more often. I did what someone else suggested about going to the show and bringing her to shows with me. And the other day, it was really surprising to me when I said, wow, you know what? You're getting in front of all these people. Pretty soon, you're going to find that first recruit. And her reaction was, wow, really? You know, like she really didn't realize that doing these shows was going to get her out there. Part of it, you know, I'll take full responsibility for it. She was never a person to want to do all the things. And I think part of it is, you know, kind of going back to that getting to know you piece, where you have to understand where your people are. I know there are 3 people on my team that are really in it. And there are a ton of people on my team, but they're not all in it. They don't get on the calls. They don't really care. So I think you're absolutely correct. And I think it's more about how we interact with the people who express an interest, because she has expressed that interest, but now she's finally doing something that makes me believe she's interested. When she was putting in a $20 show every once in a while, a $20 order, I didn't give it much. I just didn't give her a lot of attention. But when she did a couple of shows and came to a couple of shows with me, I was able to pump her up, and she was able to feel good about herself. She started to have the interest. So now she's really eager to find her first recruit. The same thing has happened with one of my branches she told me the other day, I said, oh, where's the show? She said, oh, no, I got it. I was like, oh, all right, girl. She wants to do her shows by herself. So I said to her when she said that, if you identify anyone who wants to be a part of it or you think should be a part of it, don't hesitate to call me. So it's really, I just don't know what else to do. I'm baffled. So this is a good call for me. This is a good call for me.
Good.
That helped. But I just wanted to reiterate that being with them really kind of inspires them. The thing that Grace talked about the other night, being able to motivate, giving them motivation is helpful.
Great. Yeah, it takes a lot of follow-up. People are all over the place. For many people, this is just their side gig, and that's fine, but we still want them to be successful at it. They put $229 or whatever they put into it, and we still want, we want them out there having recovered their investment immediately, having made a profit immediately, so that when their friend is thinking about a little something on the side, they're able to say, yeah, my kid's paid, and I actually got like another $500 check. If I add them up, I probably made $500 or $600 last month. That's really attractive to somebody who just wants a part-time thing. But if we're not following up and helping them get that $500 paycheck, then they're just out there saying, I got the kit, but I never really did anything with it. That's why we don't have branches, because that's what they told their friend who actually was interested, but didn't tell them they were interested. They just said, so how's it going? They don't know. When somebody says to me, so how is that jewelry business? I know that they really are asking for themselves, right? But a new person doesn't know that. They think somebody's just being nice. Nobody asks just to be nice. Everybody asks because they would want to know. They're really trying to get a little bit about what's in it for them, or what could potentially be in it for them.
I had a girl this morning. You saw the pictures of the girl that came. She was at my house this morning at 7:30. So first she came in kind of casually, but when I put that jewelry on her and I said, let me take your picture. I said, do some stuff. Oh, when she walked out the door, she said, "You know what? I just lost my part-time job." I said, "How much do you make on your part-time job?" She said, "Girl, $10 an hour." I said, "If you bought all that jewelry I have on you right now," I said, "I'd probably make $50." She said, "Shut up." So she's coming back tonight. She's just wearing my jewelry. I didn't sell anything to her this morning, but I thought she gets a bunch of compliments today, and she felt so good about herself. She was dancing down the street to the bus stop. So
I love it.
Being a neighborhood stalker is working.
Yeah, Phyllis been sitting out on her porch identifying who the stay-at-home moms are and planning a strategy. That's what she's doing.
Come here. You have no jewelry on. Wear my jewelry to work today. That just happened. That wasn't even planned.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Her address, I didn't know her Facebook or anything. All of that happened between 7:30 and 7:40.
Oh my God, Phyllis definitely wins the prize for most business conducted by 7:45 a.m. That's amazing. Amazing.
I look like this.
Listen, like you look good enough to sell some jewelry. That's awesome. Well, I think that this is a lot of interesting tips and things that I just think we needed to bring back to our attention, our own attention, each of us, because there are new people out there and not enough of them are moving to branch that are going to yield us the retention level that we want. You know, and in the summer, you definitely can lose people, but we won't lose them if they make some money. That's all it takes. If people can make some money in the summer, especially if you can get a hold of people, there's lots of not just teachers, but people that work in schools, the school secretaries, the school nurse, all the paraprofessionals. Those are all people that are also off in the summer. And if they can make some money without killing themselves, which they can, doing one show a week, even one show every other week can bring a household $400 a month. That's like 2 trips to the water park for a family, right? And all the expensive things that kids like to do. That's a whole summer's worth of Ralph's Italian Ices or ice cream out with the family. There's all that kind of stuff. So we need to really get creative with that and creative with the locations. Remember, we need to be really opening up their minds to, you know, we can have it in the backyard. We can have a pool party. Where are you already? I'm just going to show up with the jewelry. Do you go to the beach club? Do you go to the lake? I can just meet you and the girls there. People who go to like campsites, there's all those like the picnic tables that everyone hangs out at. And the men are going to go out fishing or whatever. That leaves behind a lot of women if they're not fisher, if they don't enjoy fishing. They would love to maybe enjoy some jewelry. So we have to really get creative with where people are and just meeting them there. All right, good. So I'm going to trust you all to think through what do I need to do more personally with the fashion directors on my team and the branches that are doing well to continue with getting them to area. And I include myself. I'm thinking of a girl that I did a lot of work with to get her to branch, and I haven't helped her enough since, for sure. So I'm going to get with her. Okay, today's the day that I'm going to put up the convention tracker and start that thread. I said that last week and I forgot. So it's here, it's printed, it's going up. And now that we have 2 weeks on our belt, we should have people coloring in sales. We should have people coloring in consistency. And I want to make sure that this gets started today, because if anyone did less than 300 for 1 week, then they only get one more bye week. And if they've been under 300 for the 2 weeks of May, then they can still get the consistency award if they do all the remaining 9 weeks. Okay? So I'm going to get that up there. And all I'm going to ask for in the first round is post a picture of the tracker with your name written at the top. That's all I want to see, just so that I know it's printed. And if you can color in some, if you want to color in, you can. But I'm going to do a little giveaway just for having printed it out and putting their name on it so that it's out there. All right. Anything?
Can I ask you a question, Michelle?
Of course.
For the Convention recognition. I know that normally we had 3,500, 5,000, 7,500. Did they do without the 3,500?
Yep.
They did, right? Because I didn't see it. I'm like, where is it?
Not happening.
Okay.
So 5,000 is where it starts, which, you know, is really not a big jump from the 3,500 anyway. So for 11 weeks, so to get up on stage, it's 5,000. 5,000 divided by 11 is only $455 a week. So if you're going to do the 300 a week for consistency, you're practically there anyway. Because when you're doing the consistency award, chances are you're not doing the 300. Most people are doing 1,000 one week, 300 one week, 2,000 another week, 300 on the dot one week, you know. So if you are going for consistency, chances of getting the 5,000 level are pretty much, you know, they're really high. As long as you're not doing 300 on the dot for the whole time. And even if you divide it by 9, because you're allowed 2 under, right? So 5,000 divided by 9, that's $555 a week. 9 out of the 11 weeks. And that's assuming that the 2 that you didn't do it are zeros, where really it could be less, right? You might have had a week that you did 200 instead of 300. Even though, don't do that. That drives me crazy when I see people put in 245, 267. I'm like, oh my God, why? Why? You're like Nancy Kerrigan, why? And then just so that you guys know, we were for the, you know, the 20,000 net, 25,000 net non, we were 1,700 under for the 20,000 net. Oh, that's the closest we've been to and not had it. Like usually either we surpass it or we're off by like 4,000. To come 1,700 was painful because I really wanted to do a raffle today. But, and I really thought we would be able to do a raffle, but, sorry. So we got 3 more weeks of May to go. So hopefully there'll be other weeks where we hit that 20, 25, and I can pull another leader meeting raffle. And that's that. So that was my agenda for today. Any other questions or thoughts before we wrap it up?
Nope.
Go ahead, Teresa. Oh, you're waving goodbye? Or you try? Oh, she's waving goodbye. Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for coming on. And let's go get it. Let's promote some peeps.
Okay,
all right. Good summer. Go have your $5,000 day.
I'm all work on it. I need it. I need it today.
Awesome. All right.
All right.
Bye.